Rich women do this that you don't. And no, I'm not talking about fancy investment strategies or insider trading or having rich parents. I'm talking about something so simple, so obvious, that when I show it to you, you're going to be furious. Not at me. At yourself. For not seeing it sooner. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Right now, there's a woman in your city making less money than you, who's going to be wealthier than you'll ever be if you keep doing what you're doing. She's not smarter. She's not luckier. She just does one thing differently. One invisible habit that happens every single month that you're probably not doing. And in 10 years? She'll have $175,000 invested while you're still wondering where your paycheck went. I'm about to show you exactly what she's doing. And I need you to stay with me because when you see it, everything about how you handle money is going to change. Let's go. Welcome to Women's Invest. I spend way too much time thinking about how women can build wealth without the overwhelm or fear. If you're someone who works hard but still feels financially vulnerable, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Quick reminder, this is educational and entertainment content, not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just someone who's obsessed with understanding why smart, hardworking women still struggle with money. So let's figure this out together. Alright, so I want you to picture two women right now. Both 32 years old. Both college educated. Both working professional jobs in marketing. Sarah makes $75,000 a year. Jessica makes $78,000. $3,000 difference. Basically nothing. Now Sarah? She's responsible. She's not out here buying Gucci bags she can't afford. She pays her bills on time. She's got a budgeting app. She's read all the articles. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. And yet, at the end of every single month, she's stressed. She's scraping together maybe $300 to put in savings if she's lucky. Sometimes less. Sometimes nothing. Jessica, on the other hand? She's calm. She's not panicking about money. She's got an emergency fund. She's investing consistently. When her check engine light comes on, she doesn't have a breakdown. She just handles it. She's fine. She's building wealth. And here's the crazy part. She doesn't feel deprived. She still goes out with friends. She still enjoys her life. So what the hell is going on here? What does Jessica know that Sarah doesn't? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not about making more money. It's not about extreme couponing or eating ramen every night or never having fun. It's something so much simpler than that. And so much more powerful. It's a habit that rich women have been using forever. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me show you where Sarah's money goes. Because I promise you, this is going to feel painfully familiar. $75,000 a year. That sounds like you should be comfortable, right? Like you should be saving, building wealth, feeling secure. But after taxes, after health insurance, after the retirement contributions her employer automatically takes out that she doesn't really control, Sarah brings home about $4,700 a month. Now watch what happens to it. Rent. $1,800. And that's not for a luxury apartment. That's a normal one-bedroom in a decent area. Car payment. $450. She drives a used Honda. Nothing fancy. Student loans. $320 a month. Still paying them off years later. Then groceries, utilities, car insurance, gas, phone bill. That's another $600 if she's being careful. Okay, pause right there. We're at about $4,000. She's got $700 left. That should be fine, right? But then real life kicks in. Netflix. Spotify. That Peloton app subscription she swears she's going to use more. The meditation app that's supposed to help with her money stress. Gym membership. That's $100 right there just in subscriptions she barely thinks about. Then there's eating out. Coffee. Happy hour with coworkers on Friday because it's been a brutal week and she deserves to decompress. A Target run for just shampoo that somehow costs $150. Let's call it $700 a month. Now she's at $4,800. Technically over budget. But wait, she's still got that $700 from earlier, so she's got about $400 left. Oh, but her friend is getting married. There's a bridal shower gift. A bachelorette trip to Nashville. That's $300 minimum. Her mom's birthday is coming up. She wants to get her something nice. Another 100. She needs to get her hair done. If she's getting color, that's easily 150. End of the month? If Sarah's lucky, she's got $200 left over. If she's lucky. And she puts that in her savings account and tells herself, at least I'm saving something. But here's the thing nobody wants to admit out loud. You're not saving. You're just keeping whatever you didn't happen to spend. And that is not the same thing. Now here's what most people don't realize. Sarah thinks she's being responsible. And compared to a lot of people drowning in credit card debt, she is. She's not reckless. She's not buying things she can't afford on credit. She's genuinely trying. But she's operating under a fundamentally broken formula. The formula she learned, the one we all learned, is make money, pay your bills, save whatever's left. And that sounds logical, doesn't it? That's what every adult told you growing up. That's what every basic personal finance article says. But it's completely backwards. Because here's the dirty psychological truth that nobody talks about. If you can see the money sitting in your account, you will spend it. Not because you're weak. Not because you lack discipline. But because your brain sees money in your checking account and interprets it as permission. Permission to say yes to dinner. Permission to buy that thing you've been eyeing. Permission to treat yourself because life is hard and you work so much and you deserve something nice. And you do deserve nice things. I am not saying you don't. But if your entire financial strategy is spend first, save whatever's left over, you will never, ever build real wealth. Even if you get promoted to 6 figures. Even if you double your income. Because your lifestyle will expand right alongside it and you'll still be saving scraps. You'll just be broke at a higher tax bracket. Okay, so now let's talk about Jessica. Jessica makes $78,000 a year. After taxes, she brings home about $4,900 a month. Basically the same as Sarah. Same ballpark. Same life. But here's the one thing she does differently that changes absolutely everything. The second her paycheck hits her account, before she pays rent, before she buys groceries, before she does literally anything else, $940 disappears. Poof. Gone. It's automatic. She never sees it. 20% of her income just vanishes into accounts she doesn't touch. Where does it go? $300 goes into a high-yield savings account. That's her emergency fund. Her life happens and I'm not going to panic fund. $640 goes straight into a brokerage account. Index funds. Total stock market. She's not trying to beat the market. She's not picking individual stocks. She's just investing. Boring. Automatic. Consistent. And then, she lives on what's left. $39.60 a month. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, that's less than what Sarah has to spend. How is Jessica not freaking out? But $139,000 difference. That's not luck. That's not because Jessica is smarter or more disciplined or better with money. It's because she does rich women do. She pays herself first. That's it. That's the whole secret. Now here's the question that's probably burning in your mind right now. If it's this simple, why don't more women do this? Why are so many of us out here struggling, stressed, living paycheck to paycheck when the answer is right in front of us? Because we've been psychologically conditioned not to. Think about it. From the time we're little girls, what are we taught? Be flexible. Be accommodating. Take care of everyone else first. Put yourself last. Your family needs money? You help. Your friend is in a tough spot? You're there. Someone's wedding, someone's baby shower, someone's birthday. You're expected to show up with a gift, spend money you don't really have, because that's what good women do. That's what caring women do. And I'm not saying don't support the people you love. I'm not saying be selfish. But this mentality of, I'll take care of myself after I take care of everyone and everything else, it is absolutely destroying your financial future. Then there's lifestyle creep. And this hits women especially hard. You get a raise at work. Suddenly you're getting your nails done every 2 weeks instead of once a month. You upgrade your skincare routine because you can afford the expensive stuff now. You start shopping at Whole Foods instead of Trader Joe's. You buy nicer clothes because, well, you're making more money, you should look the part, right? And none of those individual things are inherently bad. But if your savings and investment rate doesn't increase when your income increases, you're just running faster on the same treadmill. You're not getting ahead. And then there's the whole beauty and wellness industrial complex. We're told constantly that spending money on ourselves is empowerment, self-care, treating yourself. And sometimes it genuinely is. But let's be brutally honest. A facial is not an investment in your future. A massage doesn't build wealth. New clothes don't appreciate in value. The average American woman spends about $3,000 a year on beauty products and services alone. That's $250 a month. Now imagine if you invested that $250 every month instead. Over 30 years at 8%, that's about $375,000. I'm not saying never get your hair done or never buy skincare. I'm saying be aware of what it's actually costing you long term. And here's the psychological trap that keeps you stuck. When you look at your checking account and see $3,000 sitting there, your brain doesn't think, that's for bills and savings and emergencies. Your brain thinks, I have $3,000 to spend. Even if you know intellectually that you should save some of it, even if you promise yourself you'll be disciplined this month, it's so hard. Because that money is right there, looking at you, tempting you, whispering, just this once, just for this one thing. You'll save more next month. But next month never comes. Because next month you'll see the money in your account and the whole cycle repeats. Rich women don't give themselves that option. They remove the temptation before it exists. The money is gone before their brain even has a chance to consider spending it. They automate the decision. And automation removes willpower from the equation entirely. Because willpower is finite. Willpower gets exhausted. Willpower fails when you're tired or stressed or had a bad day. But automation? Automation never gets tired. Automation doesn't have bad days. Automation just works. You literally cannot spend money you cannot see. So let me paint you a picture of what your future looks like if you don't change this. You're 45 years old. You've been in the workforce for over 20 years. You've gotten promotions. You've climbed the ladder. You're making more money than you ever dreamed of when you were 25 and just starting out. And you're still stressed about money. Still living paycheck to paycheck, just at a nicer address with a newer car. You've got maybe $12,000, $15,000 in savings. Maybe. You absolutely hate your job. It's draining your soul. But you can't leave. You can't quit. You can't take a break. You can't start that business you've been dreaming about for 5 years. Because you need the paycheck. You're trapped in a life you didn't choose because financially, you have no other options. And here's the part that makes me genuinely angry. Women live longer than men. On average, about 5 to 6 years longer. Which means we need our money to last longer in retirement. But we save less. We invest less. We earn less over our lifetimes because of the wage gap, because we take career breaks to have kids or care for aging parents, because we're more likely to work part-time for flexibility. And Social Security? The average monthly Social Security benefit for a woman is about $1,700. $1,700 a month. You think you can live on that? You think that's the retirement you've been working toward your whole life? If you're not investing right now, if you're not paying yourself first, you are setting yourself up for a retirement where you are financially vulnerable, dependent, without choices, without freedom. Rich women understand something that struggling women don't. Money isn't about buying stuff. Money is about options. It's about freedom. It's about being able to say no to things that don't serve you. It's about not being trapped in situations you hate because you can't afford to leave. So let's talk about what rich women actually do. I call it the 3-jar system. And I'm warning you right now, it's so simple you're going to think I'm holding something back. I'm not. Jar 1. 65% of your income. This is your lifestyle jar. This is rent, groceries, bills, fun, eating out, living your actual life. This is guilt-free spending. Enjoy it. You work hard. You deserve to enjoy your money. Jar 2. 20% of your income. This is your wealth building jar. This money goes directly into investments. Index funds, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts. This is not emergency money. This is not, I'll pull it out next year for vacation money. This is money you invest and do not touch for decades. This is the jar that makes you wealthy. Jar 3. 15% of your income. This is your security jar. Emergency fund. Insurance. A buffer for when life does what life does and your transmission fails, or you need a root canal, or you lose your job. This is what keeps you from spiraling into panic mode. That's it. 65. 20. 15. Now, I already know what you're thinking. I can't afford to save 20%. I'm already barely making it. And here's what I need you to hear. You cannot afford not to. Because if you don't start now, you will be 50, 60, 70 years old, still working, still stressed, still wishing you had started when you were younger. And here's the other thing. You don't have to start at 20%. Start with 10. Start with 5. Start with $50 a month if that's literally all you can do right now. Just start. And automate it. Set up an automatic transfer for the day after your paycheck deposits. The money moves before you see it. Before you can think about it. Before you can talk yourself out of it. Because here's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. I'll save more when I make more money. No, you won't. When you make more money, you'll spend more money. You'll move to a nicer apartment. You'll buy a better car. You'll shop at different stores. You'll go on nicer vacations. Unless you build the habit right now, it will never happen. The income doesn't matter. The habit does. Let me give you one final example that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Woman A makes $60,000 a year. She decides to invest 10% of her income. That's $500 a month. Over 30 years, assuming an average 8% annual return, she ends up with approximately $745,000. Now, Woman B makes $90,000 a year, $30,000 more per year. But she doesn't invest consistently. She just saves whatever's left at the end of the month. Let's say she averages $200 a month in actual savings. After 30 years, she has about $72,000. They don't stress about buying a $4 latte. They don't feel guilty every time they go to dinner with friends. They don't wait for the right time to start investing. They don't wait until they fully understand the stock market or until they feel ready or until they have enough money saved up. They just decide. They decide that their future self matters. They decide that freedom is more important than impressing people with their lifestyle. They decide that they're going to pay themselves first, every single month, no exceptions, no excuses. And then they automate it so they don't have to rely on motivation or discipline or willpower. Because here's the reality. You will never feel ready. You will never feel like you have enough left over. There will always be another expense, another thing you want, another reason to wait. Rich women don't wait to feel ready. They just start. So here's what I need you to understand. The difference between financially struggling and financially free is not about how much money you make. It's about the order you do things in. Earn, invest, then spend. Not earn, spend, hope there's something left. This isn't about deprivation. This isn't about living like a broke college student forever. This isn't about never enjoying your life. This is about designing a life where money works for you instead of constantly working against you. Where you're not stressed every month. Where you have actual options. Where 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you look back and feel overwhelming gratitude that you started today. Your income is going to grow over your career. You'll get raises, promotions, new opportunities, maybe start a business. But if the habit isn't there first, the wealth will never follow. So pay yourself first. Automate it. Treat it like the most important bill you have. Because it is. And then live your life on what's left. Because that's what rich women do. And starting today, that's exactly what you're going to do too. If this completely shifted how you think about money, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down real financial patterns here. No hype, no get-rich-quick garbage, just actual clarity on how money actually works for women. And drop a comment. Be honest. Are you paying yourself first right now? Or are you still hoping there's something left at the end of the month? I'll see you in the next one.